Ladies and gentlemen, WWE 2K25 is here, and just like every single year, everyone is mad about the ratings in the game. Because for some reason, people tend to equate the ratings of a WWE superstar within the 2K video games to how good they actually are in real life. Now, obviously, I don't need to tell you that that's stupid, but today, we're going to be feeding into that stupidity because we're going to go through every single WWE superstar in WWE 2K25. We're going to look at their overall rating, and I'm going to tell you whether it's overrated or underrated. What mathematical system am I using? I'm just using my gut and my brain. And if that angers you, well, I'm not sorry. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're going to fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And hey, don't forget, if you want even more wrestling content, come over to the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap. Over there, we upload so much more extra content with footage that we can never upload here to YouTube. So go check it out, patreon.com/SantiZap, link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's start the video. Let's start things off by talking about AJ Styles, who's sitting at an 85. And I immediately, with my gut reaction, I have to say that this is underrated. At the end of the day, this is a legend. This is AJ Styles. His career resume alone should be pushing him closer to a 90. And even 2024, he was participating at an incredibly high level, having matches against Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship, and gave us one of, if not the best match of the year at Backlash France against Cody Rhodes. So between his legendary resume and his 2024, even though it was injury riddled, I still think that he should be closer to an 89 or even touching 90. 85 is heavily underrated. A comment from the Authors of Pain, who isn't even in the WWE, like, think about that. Like, how is he only 5 overall under AJ Styles? There's no way. This is definitely overrated. He should be like mid 70s at best. Akira Tozawa at 68, I think is fair, sure. Alba Fire at 77, I think that this is a slight boost from last year. I think she was 74, and based on the 2024 that she had, I think it's fair that she got boosted up a bit. She won the tag team titles. So yeah, sure, 77 I think is fair. I think Alexa Bliss right now, based on the fact that she's coming off almost 2 years of being out of the ring, I say that 83 is fair. Andrade in an 82, I would say that that's a fair rating as well. I'm not mad about that. Andre Chase at a 73, honestly, I probably would have him maybe even a slight bit lower based on the horrible year that Chase U had. RIP Chase U. I'm honestly surprised Andre the Giant is not in the 90s. Okay, all right, 88. I think this is slightly underrated. Angel at 72, to me, this is underrated. There's no way that a comment from the Authors of Pain is sitting at an 80, and Angel, with the fantastic year that he had along Berto, is sitting at a low 70. No shot. 72, this is heavily underrated. Like, look at this. Who is making this? How is Angelo Dawkins? This is a legendary tag team at this point, rated that much lower than somebody from the Authors of Pain. What is this? I don't even understand what they're going off of. 75, if I'm comparing it to a comp from the Authors of Pain, is significantly underrated. What is this? Apollo Crews at 71, I feel like that's fair. Ashanti the Adonis 62, I think that's fair as well. Asuka at 90, listen, I really respect that they're giving a lot of lenience to Asuka's resume and her career that she had to give her the 90, because she's had a rough last 12 months. But then I bring the question, if you're willing to give Asuka a 90 based on her career, why not AJ Styles? I feel like Asuka at 90 is fair, but then that brings up the question about AJ Styles earlier. Austin Theory, based on his year, I think 77 is probably fair. Axiom at 75, listen, if I was comparing just NXT folks, I feel like this should be a bit higher, but based on the fact that he's just an NXT guy at this point, I think 75 is probably fair. BFAB at 68, is she really that much higher than Ashanti the Adonis? All right, sure. I guess that's fine. Oh man, I'm gonna miss Baron Corbin. 76, based on the way he was booked, yeah, I'd say that that's pretty fair. Batista at an 89, no, that should be at least a 90. Like, if we're respecting Asuka's resume and giving her a 90, how are we not doing this for Batista? Batista should be in the 90s. Bailey at an 87, again, I'm kind of just looking at the other ones that we've already seen. She had a phenomenal, monstrous 2024, winning the Women's Royal Rumble, being the Iron Woman, setting the record for the time, going to WrestleMania and winning the championship, holding it all the way through to SummerSlam. I would have thought that she'd be higher than this. Again, if I'm comparing to Asuka, I thought that maybe Bailey would be pushing 89 here, so I'm going to say underrated. Becky Lynch, yeah, she's got that pedigree where I think that 92 is probably fair. Berto, same thing as Garza. I think that this is heavily underrated. Hell, they're underrated in real life, and now they're underrated in the game. Bianca Belair, 95. I think this is entirely fair. She's like the top female in the WWE. I think that that's entirely fair. Blair Davenport at 76. I'm gonna be honest, I think that's a little bit overrated. I thought she'd be in the high 60s or maybe low 70s, just kind of the way that she was booked in the last time that she was in the WWE. Boogeyman, this one's kind of an impossible one. I guess, yeah, sure, 74 is fine. I personally thought that Booker T would be higher than this. I would have Booker T like 88, 89. I think that this is slightly underrated. Yo, that's crazy. Braun Strowman at 81, that is criminally low. Again, I have to stress, a comment from the authors of Pain is one overall under from Braun Strowman. I don't understand this. No, Braun Strowman should definitely be like 84, 85. This is a former Universal Champion. Put some respect on this man. Yeah, I would say that Bray Wyatt at 90 is probably fair. Bret Hart at 93, I think this is spot on. British Bulldog at 85, yeah, I'd say that this is maybe a tiny bit underrated, but I'm not upset about this. Braun Breaker 87, I think that this is like perfect. I feel like by next game, we're going to be talking about this guy being in the 90s. I feel like 87 in 2025, I think 87 is good for Braun Breaker. I think that this is fair. Oh my God. Tony, put him out, put him out, put him out.
Jesus.
Dude, he can, oh my God. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Yes.
Twice.
Oh, okay, that was gnarly. That, folks, was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're looking at Penta versus Vampiro in a crazy Lucha Underground death match. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy in the ultimate deletion in TNA. A genuinely perfect match between Mayu Iwatani and Syuri in Stardom in 2024. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch at Payback 2023 in a steel cage match. And Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2016, including that Dean Ambrose cash-in. You're going to be getting this, plus the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the currently ongoing Royal Rumble watch-alongs, the currently ongoing Undertaker WrestleMania match watch-alongs, and more. All of this is content that we can never upload here to YouTube because it would just get blocked because of copyright constraints. So I do encourage you to come try the Patreon out at least for 1 month, because you're going to get so much more extra content, more content than I actually upload here on the YouTube page. So just come try it out for 1 month. Patreon.com/SantiZap, link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's get you back to the video. Bronson Reed at 85. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I think this is fair. Brooks Jensen 73. I think that this is fair for him being in NXT. Legendary Bruno Sammartino, the record holder. I think 91 is probably fair. Maybe even a tiny bit underrated. Sure. Brutus Creed at 77. Sure, we can live with that. I think that's fine. Bubba Ray Dudley at an 85. I guess I think I'm okay with this. If anything, I might say a little bit overrated. I think at 83, I'd probably be happier with this. Yeah, in no world should Cactus Jack be 3 ratings lower than Bubba Ray Dudley. I'm going to say that this is underrated. Candice LeRae at 73, I would probably bump her up a little bit. Not like too much. I'd probably have Candice LeRae at like 76, 77. Like, I don't think that Blair Davenport should be higher than Candice LeRae in any world. So I would say that Candice LeRae is underrated here. Carlito at 77, that is like criminally overrated in my opinion. Like, think about the fact that he has the same rating as Austin Theory. I think that that's wrong. I think like Carlito, based on the character that he's been portraying, he should definitely be lower than this. Underrated. He's overrated here. Carmella at 74, I feel like that's probably fair. Yeah, even though she's no longer in the WWE, I feel like maybe even a tad bit overrated. Maybe 72 would have been a bit better. Carmelo Hayes, I feel like compared to Andrade, this is fair. Andrade's 82, Carmelo Hayes is 81. These guys are like basically neck to neck in terms of how good they are. I think 81 is a totally fair one. It's kind of crazy how they're good with some and then just like wildly off with others. Cedric Alexander 71, I think that's fair, sure. Chad Gable at 80, come on, bro. What is this? Chad Gable should be so much higher than this. In my opinion, Chad Gable should be like an 84, 85. 80 is criminally low. The Underboss, Channing Stacks Lorenzo 72, I think that's fair. Charlie Dempsey 75, I feel like that's pretty good too. Charlotte Flair 92, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they don't have her up there with Bianca Belair. I'm actually, believe it or not, just kind of like based on how overpowered she typically is, I'm actually going to say that that's slightly underrated. I would have had her like 94, 95, like neck and neck with Bianca. Chelsea Green at 80, I think that's fair, yeah. China at 88, yeah, I think that's good too. CM Punk at 92, I feel like that is the perfect sweet spot for him. Not like super high in the 90s, but comfortably in the 90s. I like this. Cody Rhodes at 96, I actually thought that they were going to have him closer to like 98, not quite 99, but I thought that he was going to be a little bit higher just based on the insane year that he had. So believe it or not, even though he's at 96, I'm going to say that this is slightly underrated. I would have probably pegged him at like 97, 98. Cora Jade, 74. I think that's fair. Cruz del Toro, 69. Sure, why not? Devon Dudley, like I don't get why Devon is one under from Bubba. Like I feel like they're one part of the same package. So if Bubba's 85, then I guess that he should be 85 as well. So I guess technically a little bit underrated, but I thought that Bubba was a little bit overrated. So actually I'm going to change it. I'm going to say Devon is perfectly rated. Dakota Kai at 82. Dude, I think that this is slightly overrated. I thought that Dakota Kai was going to end up being like a high 70s, like 79, 80. She's also missed a lot of time with injury as well. And it's not as if she has much of a resume over the last year to warrant the bump. So I'm going to say slightly overrated. Damian Priest. Okay, believe me when I say this is underrated, like significantly. Look at how he's booked in real life. This dude is a god. He kicks out of everything. He should probably be like 110 overall based on how he's booked on Friday Night SmackDown. I think that this is actually underrated though. Based on the year that he had, I feel like he should be higher than 86. DDP at an 85? Sure, why not? Demon Finn Balor at an 80. Okay, I hope that there's a non-demon version because I guess, yeah, sure, Demon Finn Balor 90. Regular Finn Balor better be at like 60 at this point in the game. Dexter Lumis 79? Sure, why not? Big Daddy Cool Diesel 87 I think sounds pretty fair. Dominic Mysterio, come on, we all know that this guy should be like in the 90s, but I guess based on the evidence that I have, 84 is probably pretty fair. Doink the Clown at 74. Look, this is so overrated. Like you've got people that are in the 60s and you've got a clown that's ahead of them. No way. Doink the Clown's overrated here. Dragon Lee at 78. I think that this is probably pretty fair. Drew McIntyre at 91. I'm gonna be honest, I probably have him like right alongside CM Punk at 92 based on the great 2024 that he had. So I'm gonna say a tiny little bit underrated. He should be 92. Duke Hudson at 74. Sure. RIP Chase U. Dusty Rhodes at a 91. Sure. I think that's fair. Eddie Guerrero. I mean, in no world should Eddie be under Dusty Rhodes. I feel like Eddie should have got that 91 as well. Eddie Thorpe 75. I'm fine with that. Elektra Lopez at 72. I would probably say a little bit overrated. Like I would say B-Fab has had a better year than Elektra Lopez and B-Fab was 68. So I would say that Elektra Lopez should be like 67 or 68 as well. That's kind of sick. They've got elite Jey Uso. Sure, I guess 90 is fine for action figure Jey Uso. Elton Prince at 71. I think that's probably pretty fair if I'm being honest. Eric Bischoff at 58. Perfect. Eric Rowan at an 80. I probably would have just had him in the same boat as Dexter Lumis at 79. Eric from the Viking Raiders, or I guess War Raiders now, but he's still in Viking garb here, 79. Yeah, I think that's fine. But again, do you see how ridiculous it was to put a comp from the Authors of Pain at 80? Wow, Ethan Page got a really, really generous overall here. That might be the highest rated NXT star. We'll see. I think 80 is a pretty awesome shout. I'll say, yeah, that's fair. Eve Torres at 85. That's crazy. That's overrated. Farouk, 85. I think that's fine. Fallon Henley at 77. That's generous as well. She had a fantastic year, and I think that that's fair. 77. Let's say that that's fine. The Fiend Bray Wyatt being at 92 compared to Bray Wyatt's 90. I think that's fair as well. Slightly higher than his human version. All right, so here is actual regular Finn Balor. 87 is so unfortunately overrated. I wish I could back this up, but no, just the way he's been treated over the last 2 years. Obviously, I was exaggerating when I was saying in the 60s. I feel like Finn Balor should probably be like 83 just based on the year that he had. Like, can you really sit here and tell me that Finn Balor should be rated 2 higher than AJ Styles? I really don't think so. GT Dolan, 75. I feel like that's fair. Giovanni Vinci at 69. Sure, why not? Great number though. Grayson Waller, 74. I maybe would have bumped him up a little bit higher, maybe a little bit closer to Austin Theory, who was at 77. So I'm going to say a little bit underrated here. Gunther at 92. Yeah, I think that that's very appropriate. 92 is kind of perfect for him, right alongside the likes of CM Punk. Hollywood Hogan specifically at 92. I think that that's fair. Yeah, he should be that high. Honky Tonk Man at 81. 81, that's crazy. I get that he had the record of, before Gunther, but no, 81, that's way too high. Okay, so regular Hulk Hogan, not gonna lie, I thought he'd be higher than 94 based on like how powerful he was, being the top guy in the company for as long as he was. I thought that he'd be closer to like Cody Rhodes level, but all right, 94, I guess I'll go slightly bit underrated. I maybe would have gone 95, but yeah, everyone boo Hulk Hogan. Ooh, Triple H's Hunter Hearst Helmsley, 78. Yeah, sure, I kind of like that. The Hurricane at 75, I think that's fair. Ilya Dragunov at 80, I actually think that that's fair. Like, it makes sense. Like, if you think about the likes of him and Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, those kind of low 80s make sense. That's crazy. Indy Hartwell at a low 63? What the hell? Who made this? Like, think about what we've already seen. B-Fab and Elektra Lopez were like not even just like a little bit higher than Indy Hartwell, way higher than Indy Hartwell. This is so underrated. Iron Sheik at 85, sure, Sheiky baby, I'm fine with that. Isla Dawn at 77, same with Alba Fire. She won championship gold in 2024, even though she's no longer with WWE. I feel like 77 is fair. Ivar, I think it's kind of cool that he has a higher overall than Eric because he had a great singles run in 2024. So I'm kind of vibing with this. Yeah, sure, 81. Ivy Nile 76. Sure, I think I can back that. Io Sky at an 89. I want to say that this is perfect. I maybe would have pulled the trigger on 90. I feel like you could have, and you could have gotten away with it, but I feel like I'm fine with 89. It doesn't make me angry. That's sick that in his debut, Jacob Fatu is this high. We know realistically, based on like his feats, that he should probably be higher because nothing hurts this dude. But in his debut, I feel like 87 is pretty wicked. JC Jane at 75, one of my favorites in NXT. I think that this is fair. Jade Cargill at 86, also her debut. Sure, why not? I think this is good. Jada Parker 75, I think that's fair. Jakara Jackson 69, I think that that's fair too, actually. Jake the Snake Roberts 85, I can dig that. Jamal, dude, that's such a callback from 3 Minute Warning. This is like my introduction to the Bloodline. Jamal and Rosie 82, dude, they were a scary tag team. Sure, I can vibe with 82. JBL 89, sure, man, especially if we're talking about like prime peak SmackDown JBL where he was running the show as WWE champion. I feel like 89 is probably fair. JD McDonough, I would say maybe closer to 77. I'd be a bit happier with that. Javon Evans, they were generous with him. I feel like 77 is fair as well. Yeah. We already saw action figure Jey Uso. Jey Uso, look, he had a phenomenal year, won the Royal Rumble. I have a hard time not agreeing with this just based on his feats recently. It is recency bias, but yeah, Jay, 90, sure. Jim Neidhart at an 80. I feel like actually that's probably a little bit too low. Again, compared to a comp from the Authors of Pain, probably underrated here. Jimmy Uso at an 84. Based on the things that he's done, I'd say that, yeah, 84 is probably fair. Joaquin Wilde, 68. Sure, why not? Joe Coffey, 76. I think that that's fair. Joe Gacy, 79. I think that that's great, right alongside the rest of the members of the Wide Six. John Cena at a 94. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what version of Cena we're talking about. If we're talking like prime Cena, it'd probably be higher. But yeah, sure. Cena, based on his resume and his legacy, 94. I think that that's fair. But this is crazy. John Cena 07, a 93, lower than modern day Cena. Like that doesn't make an ounce of sense. This is like the most protected version of Cena ever. This guy had like no losses in 2007. This guy was a monster in 2007, and somehow he's weaker than modern day Cena. I don't get it, man. Again, sometimes these people that make the ratings for 2K make some questionable choices. Cena 2012, 96. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I feel like honestly 07 Cena should probably be right up there, if not maybe at like 95. Johnny Gargano 76. This is underrated. I think that this should be closer to 80. Josh Briggs, I'm actually going to say a little bit underrated. I would have liked to see him at like 76. Just go watch that amazing triple threat match with Obafemi and Dijak earlier in 2024. It'll blow your freaking brains out. Julius Creed, 78, slightly higher than his brother. I think that's fair. Kairi Sane, 83. I can vibe with that. That's fine. Kane at a 79. I mean, that's fascinating. I thought that he'd be higher, that he'd get some like legacy respect, but there are other versions of Kane, but I feel like 79's a little bit underrated here. How is Kane not at least in the 80s? Yeah, so we have Kane from 2008 at an 85. I feel like that's a bit more appropriate. That's fine. Carl Anderson, 72. Honestly, that's probably fair. Karrion Kross, 81. I can vibe with that. That's fine. Katana Chance, 74. I think that's perfect. Caden Carter, 74, right alongside her partner. I think that's perfect. Kalani Jordan, 76. Great inaugural women's North American champion down in NXT. I think that this is good too. Ken Shamrock, that's sick. 86. Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. So Kevin Nash is about the same as Diesel. So I think that's fine. Yeah. Kevin Owens at an 87. I would have been a little bit more comfortable with Kevin Owens at like 89, in my opinion. Maybe even touching 90. I'd say that this is slightly underrated. Kiana James at 72. Honestly, based on what I've already seen with the likes of Indy Hartwell, this is probably overrated. Kit Wilson, 71. Sure, I'm fine with that. Kofi Kingston, 81. I think that that's fair. That's cool. They got Kofi Mania Kofi Kingston here at 85. I think that that's great. Yeah, I'm good with that. Kurt Angle, criminal. This is so criminal. Are you kidding me? Kurt Angle not being in the 90s? I need to speak to whoever made these. This is awful. Absolutely terrible. He should be like 93. Like LA Knight, 1 overall under from Kurt Angle. That's crazy. I think LA Knight, 88. I think that that's fine. I don't want to knock LA Knight down. I more so just want to raise Kurt Angle up. Lash Legend, 78. I feel like that's fair based on how she's booked like a monster. I think that that's good. The Lex Express, Lex Luger, 87. Honestly, probably a little bit overrated if you ask me. I'd probably have him at like 85. Lexus King, 74. I mean, if we were rating his beard, it'd be like 200, but I feel like 74. I guess that's fair. Lita, 86. I can vibe with that. Liv Morgan, bro, good for you, WWE 2K. That is a bold choice. Putting her in 90s based on the year that she had, I didn't think that they would have the balls to do it, but she had such a great year. I honestly feel like they should have had her and Io Sky together in the low 90s. I'm fine with this. I know that this is probably going to anger people, but I'm fine with Liv Morgan at 91 based on just the absolutely banger last 12 months that she's had. Logan Paul, bro. Oh my God. I don't mind Logan Paul at 90, but again, do you see how it doesn't make sense for Logan Paul to be 90 and Kurt Angle at an 89? What, dude, it's crazy. I think 90 might be a slightly overrated. Maybe I would have gone 89, but dude, some of these are just making me mad. I'm not mad at Logan. I'm mad at like what they've done with some other people. Lola Vice, 75. Sure, that's fine. Ludwig Kaiser, 75. I'm good with that. Luke Gallows, 73. Fine, sure. Lyra Valkyria, 83. Hell yeah. I'm glad that she got a good rating. I think that that's great. Macho Man Randy Savage at an 89. I thought that they would maybe put him in the 90s, maybe like an actual 90. I think that this is fine though. Bro, I haven't played the game, so I'm just curious, what the hell is this and why is it a 90 overall? Mankind at an 86. I think that that's fair. Mark Coffey, 74. I'm okay with that. Marie says at a 79. Honestly, probably a little bit overrated. I'd maybe have like 76 here. Maxine Dupree, 67. I think that's fair. Michelle McCool, 85. I would have had her alongside Lita at 86, so slightly underrated. Meechin, 80. I think that's fair, right alongside Chelsea Green. Mighty Molly, let's go, 75. I'm fine with this. The Miz, 81. I'm fine with this too, actually, man. The man's a legend. Molly Holly is also in this, and her being higher than Mighty Molly, I think is good. Molly Holly is so underrated, dude. She helped carry the Ruthless Aggression era. It's always given to Trish Stratus and Lita, but like there, you had other big names there that helped carry that division, like Molly Holly, Victoria, Jazz. And Molly Holly was a great cornerstone of that division. Montez Ford, 78. Do you see what I mean? Like, why is he lower than Akam from the Authors of Pain? So I guess I'm going to say underrated. That's sick that Mosh is in this. I think that's fair, 76. Mr. Perfect at 84. Sure, yeah, fine. Naomi at an 85. I can vibe with that. Natalia at an 85. I mean, I appreciate the legacy that that they clearly are using for this high number, but like, I don't know that based on the last like 3 years of things that we've seen from Natalia that it warrants this high of a number. I'm going to say that this is a bit overrated. Nathan Frazier, about the same as Axiom. I think that's fair, 75. Nia Jax, Look, I think 88 is fair based on how she was booked all through 2024. I think this is fair. Nikki Cross, 73. I mean, we haven't really seen her like do much, but I guess sure, fine. Nikita Lyons, 73. I'm okay with that. Noam Dar, 76. He's underrated. Not like I'm saying like in real life he's underrated. I think 76 is fine. Obafemi, based on the fact that they gave 80 to Ethan Page, I thought Obafemi was going to be 81, but I think having him alongside Ethan Page, that's fine. I say this is fair. Omos, 75. Yeah, that's fine with me. Ora Mensa, 74. That's fine. Otis, 75. That's fine, honestly. Pat McAfee at an 80. What is that, bro? Dude, that should be so much lower. No, that should be like in the low 70s at best. Pete Dunne, 76. Honestly, in my opinion, underrated. Maybe closer to like a 79 would be correct. Piper Nevin, 79. I mean, why not have her at 80 alongside Chelsea Green? I feel like this is a little bit underrated. R-Truth, 71. Yeah, I'm fine with that. They have R-Truth in the Judgment Day at 75. Hell yeah. That's great. Randy Orton, 92. Look, I feel like he should be higher. This is Randy freaking Orton, but I think they have other versions of Randy. Hopefully they have one that's higher than this. Like 2015 Randy is actually lower, but they don't have 09 Randy. If they had 09 Randy, man, that guy would be like 94 in my opinion. Raquel Rodriguez at 86. Yeah, I guess I'm fine with that. Rick Rude, 84. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Razor Ramon, 87. I'm okay with that. Rey Mysterio, 86. I mean, like, do I really think that Rey Mysterio should be lower than like LA Knight? No way. I feel like this is underrated. And now we're back to the authors of Pain Madness that this started right at the very beginning of the video. Rosard, an 80, like criminally overrated. Rhea Ripley, 96, right alongside Bianca Belair. That's entirely fair. That is entirely fair. Cool. They got like blonde Rhea Ripley from 2017. That's awesome. 72. I think that's fair. Rick Steiner, 83. I'm good with that. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at 88. Hell yeah. I'm vibing that one. Ridge Holland, 76. Yeah, that's fine. Rikishi, 81. I think that's fine too. I'm not mad about that. Rob Van Dam at a 90. Like, bro, what? Oh my God. What? Look, this isn't me trying to belittle Rob Van Dam. But why is Rob Van Dam a 90 and Kurt Angle at 89? What is this? I don't understand that. That is overrated. Overrated. The Rock at a 95, not surprised. I think that's probably fair. Oh, One Rock is up there with Cody Rhodes at 96. All right. I think that's fair too. They got Rocky Maivia in here at 73. Yeah, that's fine. Roman Reigns at 96. So tied with Cody and The Rock for the highest male overalls. Sure. Why not? But Roman Reigns in 2022, 97. Honestly, they should just be 99. I feel like that's actually underrated. Rosie, 3-minute warning, 80 is fine. Roddy Piper, 84. I'd probably go like 85. I would straight up have him at 85. Roxanne Perez, huge shout for Roxanne Perez. 83 is good though. Sami Zayn, 86. I'm good with that. Sandman at 86. I think that's overrated in my opinion. I think that's overrated. Santos Escobar, 79. Yeah, sure. I'm okay with that. Scarlett, 69. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. Scott Hall, same as Razor Ramon. So I think that makes sense. Scott Steiner, when he joined WWE in 2003, 85. I feel like that's fine. Look, Scott Steiner, when he joined the WWE, he was in some ass matches. I won't lie. But yeah, I guess I'm not mad about 85. Sensational Sherry at 80. Okay, fine. Seth frickin' Rollins at 93. I feel like that's perfectly fair. Ooh, they got 2022 Seth Rollins in here as well at 92. I like that. Shawn Michaels at 87. Look, obviously Shawn Michaels should be in the 90s, but I think this is like modern day Shawn Michaels. Let's see if they've got other versions of Shawn. 87, I guess is fine. Okay, that's a bit more like it. Shawn Michaels 05 at 94 and Shawn Michaels 94 at 85. That's fine. Shawn Spears at 73, honestly, probably underrated. I'd probably have him like closer to 77. Shayna Baszler, 84. I'm going to say a bit overrated. I'd probably go with like 82. Sheamus, 86. I think I'm fine with that. Shinsuke Nakamura at 87. I'm going to say a bit overrated. Not like too overrated. Like maybe 84, 85 would have been better. Shotzi, 76. I think that's fine. Sol Ruka, 74. I think that's cool. Solo Sikoa, 88. Look, I don't love him, but he had a great year. So sure, 88 is fine. Sonya Deville at 75. No longer with WWE, but yeah, I can vibe with that. Stacy Keibler at 75. Seems a little bit overrated, just kind of based on some other similar superstars. I feel like she's getting that Hall of Fame boost, but I'm going to say a little bit overrated. Stephanie McMahon at 75. I mean, that's definitely overrated. Stone Cold Steve Austin at 97. I think this is the highest overall. I mean, I'm fine with that. I feel like 97 is totally fair for somebody like Stone Cold. And then Stone Cold from 2000 and 95, that's fair. They have Super Cena back in the game. If you didn't know, you can be invisible. So yeah, Super Cena at 100. Yeah, that makes, obviously it's Super Cena. Super Sarah Billy Graham at 92. That's probably fair, yeah. Oh, we got 6. We got X-Pac in the house at 76. Yeah, that's fine. Tama Tonga at 83. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Tamina's 76. I'm fine with that. Tatum Paxley 73. Sure, why not? Tegan Knox 77. Dang, I'm surprised she's in this game. That's definitely overrated. Look, again, if Indy Hartwell is 63, there's no world where Tegan Knox should be 77. Terry Funk at 87. I vibe with that. Thea Hale 75. I'm okay with that. Thrasher, similar to Mosh, sure, 76 is fine. Tiffany Stratton at 85. I feel like that is perfect. Tommaso Ciampa, I think that this is underrated, just like Johnny Gargano was. Tongaloa, definitely underrated, should be like 95. Tony D'Angelo, 79. Hey, this is the guy that dethroned Obafemi, so I guess, yeah, sure, 79. Trick Willie, yeah, he's up there with the pantheon of like the top NXT guys alongside Ethan Page and Obafemi, so I think that that's fair. Triple H, 91, why not? Trish Stratus at an 89. I'm okay with this. This is fair. Tyler Bates, 76. I would maybe have him a little bit higher at 77 or 78. Tyler Breeze, 75. I'm fine with that. Ultimate Warrior, 92. That's honestly fair. Ooh, my God. At 86, I would say a little bit underrated. I would have him at like 88. Uncle Howdy at 87. I mean, I haven't seen anything that warrants being this high. I think that this is overrated. Ooh, Undashing Cody Rhodes is in the game at 85. That's honestly overrated. Undashing Cody Rhodes. I like them, but like at 85 on the same levels of AJ Styles, no way. Undertaker 96, duh, that makes sense. Ooh, they got American Badass Taker at 92. That's fair too. Vader 87. I'm fine with that. I'm not mad. Valhalla at 63. Sure, why not? Wade Barrett at an 85. I appreciate that. I'm okay with that. Wendy Chu 72. I think that's fair. Wes Lee 76. I would probably have him closer to like 79. William Regal, that's low, bro. William Regal should be higher than this. William Regal should be getting more respect in the 80s. Wolfgang 73. I think that this is probably a little bit low. I'd probably have him like 74 or 75. Xavier Woods at 80. I think that's fair. Yokozuna at 87. I'd probably have him a little bit higher. Zelina Vega at 74. That should be higher. That should be closer to like 78, 79. Zoe Stark at 80. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I am. All right, folks, that's it. That's all. I don't know if I angered some people with that, but man, there are some ratings here that just make absolutely no freaking sense. But that's it, folks. I'm done. Get out of here.